Welcome back, Shalloners, and welcome back, Mendes Army. You know I can't go too long without doing a video about Shawn Mendes. I can't write one song that's not about you, Shawnee. And of course, his relationship with Camila Cabello. And today, we're going to talk some updates on them and why they're already saying I love you, if they actually are, and what we can learn from this. When should you say I love you when dating someone new? We'll break it all down. But first, just want to remind you, if you want to talk privately with me and have a love question of your own, find me on the Instant Go app. My username is ShallonXO, and click chat to get connected right away. And follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO, where I let you guys choose the next video topic and weigh in with your thoughts. And of course, listen to my new podcast, Girl on Top, out every Wednesday, where I give you guys advice based on the questions you ask me over the course of the week. It's available every place podcasts are found around the world. So Shawn and Camila. I know some of you guys are like, we don't care, but tough shit, I do. So we're just going to keep on talking about this because these two are like an endless festival of content. I mean, because every time you turn around, they're doing something or they're saying something and you're just like, huh. And a lot of you guys keep saying in the comments, like, I shipped Shawn and Camila for so long and now this ain't it. There's just something weird about their relationship. And I said in my last video, I feel like I figured it out. It's that, like, I don't think it's a fake PR relationship. I think like they were each kind of like in each other's friend zone for a while. And then Shawn is basically realizing she's kind of crazy and clingy and a clout chaser. And he's like, ugh. Exhibit, like not even A, we're on like exhibit L by now. On his birthday, which was recently, it was like August 10th or 9th. You guys know, I'm sure you'll tell me. 8th, 7th, something like that. 8th. So sad I know that. She posted a picture on her Instagram of him, and it looks like he's picking lice out of her hair, so that's pretty fun. And she says, happy birthday to this magic human. I love you. First of all, I hate it when people are like, this human, you're my favorite human. It just like, there's something so like basic, so like live, laugh, love about it. I just find it like, ugh, like cringy and basic. And also, whoa, dropping the ILYs? Really? Already? Huh. Now on his birthday, Shawn posted a picture with a girl who is his sister. He posted a picture of his sister, Aaliyah, and it's like, ooh, damn, damn, like, so your girlfriend's saying, I love you, and you're posting a picture with the actual leading lady in your life, your sis. That's interesting. And so I want to talk about this because one thing you guys have also said about Shawn and Camila, you're like, this has to be fake because no way it's moving this fast. Like, no way. But I actually think in terms of like trajectory, it makes sense because when two people have been friends for a long time and like one of them finally gets out of the friend zone and they get together, like it's on because you're bypassing all of those dates, right? You know each other. There's that whole foundation. So you go from 0 to 60 real quick. Like you start hooking up and it is like off to the races. So in that sense, if they're really saying I love you after like what, like 2 months, 3 months, something like that, like, okay, that kind of tracks. However, for the rest of us, I think dropping the ILYs that soon is a lot. So first I want to talk about who should say it first, and then we'll talk about when it should be said. What do you think I'm going to say in terms of who should say it first? What do you think? What do you think Shallon Lester, the feminine feminist, is going to say about who should say I love you first? Not you. Not you. You don't ask him out first. You don't slide into his DMs first. You don't say I love you first. Do you get down on one knee? Are you going to propose marriage? Why not? If you're doing all the rest of that, why stop there? Why don't you propose marriage and then have the babies? You can also build your house from scratch. What is he even here for? You're doing all the emotional labor. You're doing all the regular labor, all the birthing labor too. Don't say I love you first. Why? Because he's just as capable of saying it as you, and that's a man's job. I know what some of you guys are going to say. That's so antiquated. Do you know what I know more than I know anything? Do you know what I know deeply? My value. I know my value and I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table in a relationship. I know what I need. I know what I can give. And therefore, I know how I deserve to be treated. My self-worth, we're good. So I don't deign to be with someone who is going to make me feel like I have to do the emotional labor in a relationship, because I'm already doing plenty. I know exactly how hard I love. I know exactly how supportive I am, how empathetic, what a cheerleader I am, how good my blowjobs are. I know it. So I know that I deserve to have a man who is he's going to be the one out on that risky emotional limb, not me. He doesn't want that for his woman. He wants her to feel safe, protected, grounded. He is brave and alpha enough to do that risk-taking himself. Because an alpha male is a pack builder. Remember we say that? They're a pack leader, but they're also a pack builder, and I am part of that pack. He wants to build me up and make me feel good. He wants to make me feel cherished and princessed. Yes, it's a verb. And all of these things. And if you're with a guy who doesn't, I don't know. Because every time I say stuff like this, people pipe up and they're like, well, I asked my boyfriend out and we've been together for a year. Cool. I don't want your boyfriend. I don't want that dynamic. I can ask guys out too. It's not like I'm too chicken shit to do it. I spent like 10 years doing that, chasing guys, getting caught in that passive reciprocation loop. And you know where it leads? Nowhere good. What did I just say? Passive reciprocation loop? What does that mean? Oh, so glad you asked. When I look back at my most disastrous relationships, and I use the word relationships like very loosely because we probably never got to official boyfriend-girlfriend. I know that we did. I know that we didn't. Never happened. We were in situationships. We were like hooking up, I don't know, here and there, off and on. Maybe he likes me. I'm agonizing over every text. Is he hooking up with someone else? Because if I trace it all the way back to how it began, I started it. I slid into their DMs. I walked across the bar and struck up a conversation with them. Actually, that's fine. You can strike up a conversation. I asked for their number. I didn't like flat out ask them out maybe, but I made it, well, yes, I probably did. We should meet up. We should get together. What are you doing Thursday? That's fucking asking someone out. I shaped all of the meetups around their schedule, their location, their interest level, whatever they wanted to do. Like, I was chasing them. Because here's what a guy will do. He'll respond. He'll meet up. He will allow you to come over and suck his dick at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. He will let you do that. That is not courtship. That is not pursuit. That is passive reciprocation. That is a big ass shrug. And then one day, I would get weeks, months down the road with this kind of situation. One day, he would just fade out. Either he'd flat out ghost or he'd just kind of breadcrumb and dribble away. And I would be tearing my hair out. What changed? What happened? What happened? Nothing changed. He wasn't pursuing you then and he's not pursuing you now. He simply stopped the passive reciprocation. And had I pulled back from like day one, I would have seen that I was watering a dead plant, you know? But I didn't because I was desperate to make it work. I needed a boyfriend. And quite frankly, I didn't care how I got one. I didn't care if I was chasing him or if he was coming to me. And because I didn't know my worth then. I didn't know that I deserved better than that. I didn't know that actually I have all the power. Why? Because I have the pussy. You do too. You probably own one. You don't even have to go out and buy it. It's probably just right there. You know where it is. Everything in a man's life orients around the golden triangle. Getting right up in there. And we women, we debase ourselves by dialing down our value, dialing down our needs, shrinking, oppressing ourselves, silencing ourselves. No, I'll come. It's fine. I'll come to you. Oh, it's 10:30 on a Monday. I have a presentation. Yeah, sure. No, I'll come over. We can watch Game of Thrones. Is that really what you want? Is that really what you think you deserve? And the answer might be yes. Sure, yeah. I've never had anything different. So how would I know I deserve better? Because this is not something we can wait for a boy to give us. I've talked a lot about warm-blooded animals and cold-blooded animals. So I will let you look at that video about Rihanna versus Kylie Jenner. But that worth has to come from inside. The call's got to come from inside the house. And I grew my worth when I took a step back from boys, when I got myself into some therapy. And therapy's for everyone. It's like the goddamn dentist. You wouldn't be like, you're going to the dentist? Whoa, crazy. Do you want to have a nice smile? Cool. Do you want to have a nice brain and a nice personality? I feel like that's almost more important. Oh, the smile's really important though. You know, nice straight teeth. But I pulled back and I looked at the points in my self-esteem that were truly suffering. I didn't feel good about where my career was going. I didn't feel good about my body. I knew I was being unhealthy. I wasn't exercising. I knew I was like neglecting friendships, things like that. I wasn't giving back to the world. I was just being selfish and in these anxiety spirals. When I started focusing on these things, my self-worth changed. And then I went back into the dating game with a completely different perspective. I wasn't asking guys out first. I wasn't even I don't follow my own boyfriend of 2 years on Instagram. I don't need to. You want to know what I'm doing? You can call my ass and ask me at the end of the day. That's how you can know what I'm doing. And that's how I'll know what you're doing. We can have an actual IRL connection. So I don't do that anymore, and everything changed. And I said I love you first to my college boyfriend. I did. And I've like blocked it out. Like I had to sit and think. I was like, I've never said it first. Oh, but I have. And I mean, we were together for like 2.5 years. He was a wonderful person. And like, it's not like it changed our relationship, but I always looked back. I mean, until I like blocked it out, obviously, or forgot about it. I always looked back and was like, because when I said it first, I robbed myself of that special moment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who you are. You dream about the guy you like saying those words. You dream about the guy you like getting down on one knee, if that's, you know, what your goal is. You dream about that. You don't dream about like you saying it first. It's not fun. It's not fun. And it sucked the fun out of it. And what could have been a beautiful moment had I literally just waited, it wasn't. And I know what you're thinking. Like, okay, well, why wait if you both feel it? Well, do you know that he feels it? If he felt it, maybe he'd say it, right? And I think I was saying it because I wanted to just like, almost like get it out of the way so that we could start saying it, because I knew that we felt it. Like he like sort of said it in bed one time, but it's never a guarantee. And if I thought I had to kind of like beat him to it, that's a data point. Again, you pull back, see if you're watering a dead plant. See if you're watering a dead plant. Because if they don't say it, it might be because they don't want to. Now, my boyfriend and I currently, we had some bumps in the road with the I love yous. I was actually just asking him about this. I was like, I'm going to do a video on this. Like, what's your thought? Like, when is it too soon to say I love you? Because Shawn and Camila are apparently saying it after like 3 months. And he's like, I think 6 months is like the golden time. I was like, really? That seems like a long time. And he's like, no, he's like, I said it to you 6 months, but the only other person I said it to, it was like 8. And I feel like she was like waiting to hear it. I was like, Max, I was waiting to hear it. 6 months was a long ass time. And he's like, I would have said it a month in, but I thought you would have laughed at me. I was like, I mean, maybe, but like, I would have like, a month is probably too soon. But I remember we went to St. Lucia, like for my birthday, and we had started dating in July, and we went to St. Lucia in January. And I was like, oh my God. I was even texting my friends. I was like, you guys, I think like this is the trip. Like he's going to say it. I feel like he's maybe whispered it in German in my ear in bed one time. Guys, they always say it in bed, you know? I told you, I know what I can do. I know I'm good at it. I know the words. I know. And I was like, just the whole trip, it was like an episode of The Bachelor. Like we were slow dancing to this country band. I know, country in St. Lucia. And then like a light rain started to fall, and we had like rose petals in the hot tub. It was just like beyond romantic. I'm like, if not now, when? And so we were out to dinner, like for my birthday, and we came back to the room, and there were rose petals leading in, and there were rose petals up on the bed, and there was a big heart, and inside the heart, it said, in rose petals, I love you, Shallon. And I was like, and I turned to look at him, and he looks at it and goes, what the fuck is this? I could have scratched his eyes out. I slept on the couch. I was so fucking mad. I'm like, what do you mean? What is this? And he's like, I didn't tell them to write that. And I'm like, okay. okay. And I'm like, don't bring it up. And I like immediately pulled out my phone. I was like, just a moment. And I like had to text my friends. I was like, you guys will never believe what happened. Like, what the fuck? And they're like, Shallon, he loves you. He's obsessed with you. I'm like, then why won't he say it? And they're like, he needs to obviously feel like it was his idea, not like the staff at this resort, like pushing him into it. I'm like, but it was so perfect. It was such a layup. Like if he doesn't feel it, you know, then that's why he's not saying it. Like it doesn't get any easier than this. What a layup. And that really stuck in my mind for a long time. And it made me pull back and like kind of reevaluate. I'm like, maybe he doesn't feel it, because if it's that easy, if it served you on such a silver rose covered platter and you still don't say it, it's like, maybe he didn't feel it. He said it like 2 days later when we got back at my birthday party. And he's like, I just thought you were going to, I didn't want to be bullied into it. Not like it was bullying, but like, I just really wanted it to be my idea on my time. And I just thought it was stupid with the petals. I was like, it wasn't stupid. Okay. Girls are into that stuff for a reason. We like it. You just need to go with it. So we had bumps in the road, but my point is, after that happened that night, when I was like so angry about it, my instinct was to be like, you literally don't love me because I love you. And old Shallon would have done that 100%. I'm going to take the reins. I need to know if he doesn't feel this way. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no. Pulling back. Am I watering a dead plant? Let's see how this plays out. Because I want to know. And there's nothing worse than thinking that someone is only saying it because you said it. And when you say it first, that's exactly how you're going to feel. That's how you're going to feel no matter what. And it was like that with my college boyfriend. It's like, it's like I knew that he loved me, but you know, I don't know. It was unnatural for me to say it first, the way it's unnatural for a woman to propose to a man. And don't tell me like, I think it's cool. Great, whatever. Wear a tuxedo to your own wedding. I could care less. It's not what I want. And it just always like stuck in my mind. And I feel like it emasculated him. It created a bad dynamic where he didn't feel like I was giving him the room to be a man and step up. And that is crucial. And if you have a guy who does want you to do that, he is not a good dude. Because that means he doesn't fundamentally understand the female experience. He thinks you should have to do more work. Does he pour hot wax all over his crotch and get his hair ripped off? I'm going to say no. Has he ever, even one time, experienced his hair blowing in the wind and sticking to his lip gloss? A horror. Oh, fuck. I hate that. I hate that. A horror that almost has no name. Has he ever worn an underwire bra? I don't know. No. So he doesn't know or care about the female experience. And he's like, you know what? She should do a little bit more around here. That's a beta male, and that's a shitbird. That's a fuckboy. And he doesn't actually love you because he doesn't know you. He doesn't respect you. And love is respect. I want to be with someone who respects me enough to go that extra mile for me because he knows that I go an extra mile for him in a variety of different ways that maybe don't even have a name. Maybe they don't have a dollar value, but he feels it and he knows it because we're connected and he sees it. And you deserve that too. So Shawn and Camila, I don't know if they're both saying it. I like to think that she's like the crazy one. He's like, do you love me, right? Do you love me? Because I love you. We should say I love you. Do you want to get tattoos? Maybe on the inside of our lip or like our neck or just like each other's name, big chest pieces. I don't know. You go first. I like to think that that's how it is. You know what I was thinking the other day? That when I hook up with him, eventually I'm going to have to do like this frantic, like cleanse of my channel, like in the bathroom before I like walk out in a negligee, like deleting all these videos. But you know, I'm going to ride this till the wheels fall off. Shallon always gets her man, but she never says I love you first. You get him by making him come to you because what are we girls? We are the bait, not the fish. For more, follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO. And like I said, if you have a love question, find me on the Instant Go app. Yeah, yes. My username is ShallonXO and click chat to get connected. And tell me your experience with dropping the ILYs. Have you said it first? Do you regret it? Have you said it and had the guy not say it back? Because he said it to you and you're like, ugh. What do you think the ideal time is? I want to talk about it. Oh, I want to talk about it. I'll talk to you later, Shalloners. I truly do love you all, and I'll say it to you first.